What's up, Knife Tube? It's Diamond Cut Steel, and you guys are going to learn something today. So, what we have a Walmart Ozark Trail button lock in 12C27. We are going to do a quick sharpening of it. We already did a first sharpening, which we did for the cut test, just to finish it on a Toma 400, just to get some of that factory steel removed. Now we're going to put an actual edge on it and give it a little bit of carry and see how it performs. So we're going to use these water stones I've been talking to you guys about. THLEITE is the brand. These are fantastic. I've lapped this side really good. This is the 400. Give it a second. Since it's lapped, it will absorb a slight amount of water. Very little. It's done. So we're just going to see how this 12C feels. Normally 12C, if it's done decently, is a really good sharpening steel. It sharpens very nicely. I do believe that this knife, I don't believe that slight recurve is supposed to be in it. I believe when they pressed it to the belt, they just held it back at the back a little longer. When they first come into the belt, they held it here a little bit and cut in a recurve. So we're going to sharpen most of that out. Probably not all of it. I don't want to waste that much steel, because it's nice and thin. I actually want to get some cut test out of it without thickening it up too much. So let's go. We're going to go at about probably 17 degrees per side. I will say, once you lap these stones, they become the 400 is a lot more aggressive than it is before you lap it. I really love the feel of these stones. They actually provide a very nice sharpening experience. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get that full recurve out of it without removing a lot more steel than I want to remove. So I'll just get it out over the next couple sharpenings. I'm going to remove a little bit now. Okay. See where we're at. Plus, I can get a better feel for the hardness on these stones than I can on the diamond. Um, on the diamond, to me, these felt, like they're 57, 58, somewhere in there, maybe 59. They felt a little soft. I'd actually say probably more like 58. Okay, we've got a burr. I have started to correct some of that recurve, but I can get a better feel for the hardness on these than I can a diamond stone. So before I was actually, I think I was saying probably they felt like it was 57, 58, somewhere in there. On these, I'm going to say they're a little harder. Okay. About 17 degrees per side. Yeah, judging by the feel on these, I'd say they're probably more like 59, 59, 60 actually. And that could be due to me removing some steel, some of that fatigue steel on the diamond stone, and now coming over here. But yeah, I'm going to say they're actually a little harder than I thought they was. Work on that recurve a little bit. After you lap these, the stones have a really nice feel to them. I've said it once, but they feel very much like Chaucera. That's very much what they feel like in use. Not quite a full burr. I'm missing some in that recurved area. Okay. All right. Okay. That should be pretty good. Damn it. Starting to get a little bit of it out, but there's still quite a bit there. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not a terrible recurve, but it's enough to annoy you. Yeah, I've gotten a little bit of it out, but still got some more steel to remove, actually. This is a pretty healthy amount of steel removal, so it's actually going to give us better idea during the cut test. We want to get that fatigued, burnt steel off anyways. Okay. There we go. Looking good. We do have a full burr. Okay, we'll clean the stone off real quick. As you can see, quite a bit of steel removal. And absolutely zero load up on the 400. That's just from that thing, from that stone holder. I really hope he takes my advice and stops putting those in the kits. Should save him a couple dollars, and those things are more annoying than they are of value. They really don't do anything for you except make the stones look bad. So, owner of the company, if you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you are, please get rid of those rubber gaskets that go around the stones. They're of zero benefit to the client, and all they do is cost you money for no reason. Out of this set, the 400 and the 1000, that's the bread and butter stones. For me, anyhow. I'm not somebody who really likes running pocket knives up to very high grits. If you are, you will love the 3 and 3000 and 8000. For me, the 400, 1000, beautiful stones. These stones really do feel so much nicer after a proper lapping. I mean, this 12C doesn't feel any different than any other production 12C I've ever felt. I've never worked with custom heat treat 12C, so I couldn't tell you. But as far as production knives in it, from and I own quite a bit of knives in it, this feels exactly like it does if you get, like, say, a SRM N12C. Now, how it's gonna deburr, that's gonna tell a lot of the story, but it doesn't feel like it's full of retained austenite. It's actually cutting and not kind of smearing. Yeah, I'd say there's nothing wrong so far. There's nothing wrong with the heat treat of this steel. And it probably does feel like it's, I don't know, I'd say realistically it's probably like 58, 59. Not quite as soft as I thought it was to start. But yeah, it's probably 58, 59. Right in that range. It doesn't feel soft on the stones is what I'm really getting at. I've poked San Remus before, and they're 58, 59. That's just what this feels like. I'm working a little more on the stone than I need to, simply because I just want to remove a little more steel. Okay, we got a nice burr. Burr's been flipped, I should say. Let's do it. Just knock that burr back over. Work that recurve slightly. Nothing nicer than having new, like, freshly flattened, freshly lapped, perfectly flat stones. Lets you feel every little thing that's going on. Okay, let's see where we're at. Beautiful. All right, let's start working that burr to refine it and fatigue it. Just working that burr back and forth. Okay. We should have a nicely refined burr right now. Very sticky. Oh yeah. Okay. Wash this stone off real quick. Here's where we're at. We are going to stop at 1K. I don't really want to take it any higher than that. I'm going to make a couple passes on a compoundless drop. Slightly above angle. When you're no compound, you don't got to be super worried about your angle, but I just want to be slightly above it. I'm just tearing off any of those little weakened burr fragments, just breaking those loose. Okay, we shouldn't even need any compound. That should be an absolutely screaming sharp edge. Easily shaving. Woo. Easily swirl cutting. And of course, easily shaving. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump the camera. Easily shaving. I got a quick cut. Look at my arm, cutting patches everywhere. Trying to let this arm grow some hair back. But yeah, this 12C doesn't throw up any flags. It deburred nicely. You know, it don't feel soft. Comes up super sticky. Oh yeah. Easily biting into the fingernail, just barely touching it. Very aggressive, lots of bite. This edge right here will cut you. Nothing of concern. This heat treat feels just fine. Beautifully sharp. Excellent edge. Excellent edge. So I would say if you want one of these knives for what I think they're $25, I mean, you probably could spend your $25 better, but there's certainly nothing wrong with this little knife. Lockup is good. Very little blade play. No up and down play. The G10 feels nice. Really snappy action. Nice and smooth. Good blade shape. Comes down nice and thin. This thing will be a nice cardboard cutter. Yeah, certainly nothing wrong with it. I mean, you probably can spend your money better. You know, like say put like $5 more with it and get like a rake P801. You know, the P801 probably is an overall better knife. These are about 30, but these are heavy. This is a lot lighter. You know, or like a $25, $30 Ganzo in 440C or D2 probably make you an overall better knife for basically the same money. But if you're in Walmart and you need a decent cutting tool and you got 25 bucks on you, you're not spending your money on a bad knife. There's certainly nothing wrong with this knife. You probably can spend your money. You probably can get more for your money elsewhere. Like I said, the 801 for 30 bucks. But yeah, you're not spending it bad. Well, let's put it that way. And I really do like this G10. This G10's got more of like a micarta feel. But yeah, this will make you a perfectly serviceable work knife. And I'm happy to report the steel feels nice. It doesn't feel, there's nothing that throws up any flags. Yeah, there's nothing that throws me off with this steel. It sharpens good. The burr refined nicely. The burr came loose nicely. You know, so there's no high levels of retained austenite. It doesn't feel overly soft. I'm sure if I cut test this again, if I cut test this right now, it's going to do quite a bit more than the 25 that it did before. So, yeah, cool knife. These stones are excellent. For, I think with the coupon, they're $53 right now for the 400, 1,000, 3,000, 8,000, plus the stone holder, plus the flattening stone. 53 bucks on Prime. You cannot beat that. So I'll put a link to the stones in the pinned comment. Go check them out. Those stones are very well worth your money. All right, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you later.